you. Thank you guys so much. That's awesome. Hey, we're all here without masks. Everybody excited about that? Not me. I came in here tonight double masked, double vaxxed, double boosted. I'm even wearing a condom. I do not trust you people. All right, this next thing I'm going to tell you is absolutely true. I know comics say that, and then they tell you a funny story. This is true, okay? I read marine biologists have done research, and they've determined that female dolphins have clitorises just like female humans, okay? I guarantee it's true. Look it up, but then clear your search history after that. You don't want. And I just had some questions. I had a question about their research, and the question was, what is the proper plural? Is it clitorises or clitori? I don't know. No, see. Oh, thank you. Because thank you. And that's important because if I am ever in the presence of more than one of those at the same time, I want to be grammatically correct. So, I looked it up. But I couldn't find it.
Yeah.
I looked for a long, long time, and I just could not put my finger on it. Yeah. At one point, it was at the tip of my tongue, but I just could not find it. And then the dictionary I was using just kind of closed up on its own and sighed. My wife hates that joke. A little too close to home. Yeah, I am. I'm old. I'm getting old. I know all the words to Billy, Don't Be a Hero, but I cannot remember where I put my car keys tonight. And I had this very conversation with myself just this morning. Okay, it goes, where's my phone? I can't find my phone. I'll have my wife call my phone. Where's my wife? She's not here. I need to call my wife. Where's my phone? I'm old enough that when I was a kid, we had all our phone numbers memorized. So, like, if my best friend Doug, 6939168. My friend Dave, 5745367. For a good time, I'd call 8929544. That was Kelly. Kelly was a dude. But we memorized phone numbers. I don't know any phone numbers now. I had no idea. Hi guys, how you doing? Okay, what do we got going? Husband, wife, girlfriend, escort? What's going on tonight?
Girlfriend, boyfriend.
Okay, excellent. Do you know his phone number? No. I don't know my wife's phone number. Okay? If I lose my phone, there are only 3 things I can do. I can call 911 for an emergency. I can call 811 to dig a trench. And I can carpet my house. 800-588-2300 Empire. Oh! There's one more thing I can do. I can call Jenny. 8675309. In my attic, there's a bin labeled Dad's Memories. Inside it, there is a high school letter for football. Looking at me, I was not a lineman. If you saw me throw a football, you know I wasn't the quarterback. I was the team statistician. That's right. I'm on the sideline with my clipboard and my pen and pencil and my calculator, and I've got a hat, no lie, that said Statman. So it's my job to keep track of total yards, 250, 300 yards in a game, interceptions, 2 or 3, how many times I got laid, 0. The cheerleaders are all over the quarterback. Nobody is putting out for Statman. In fact, if I went to a high school dance I consider it a get lucky if I got a slow dance. Preferably with my date, not my homeroom teacher. Mr. Johnson. But I am married, so now I get lucky all the time. But I've been married 35 years, so for me, get lucky is I did not screw up this episode on the DVR of House Hunters. You laugh. House Hunters is a sexy show. Yeah? Like, honey, look at that backsplash. You like that backsplash? I'll give you that backsplash. And the vaulted ceilings. The vaulted ceilings. My O face and my vaulted ceilings face, same face. The problem with that show, though, is my wife and I have different tastes. I always, at the end, I choose the split level. My wife is traditional ranch. She wants nothing to do with the basement, except on anniversaries and birthdays. Thank you! God bless you! I made the mistake the other day of suggesting, hey, honey, what do you think if we videotaped ourselves as we watch this? I was told we will not do that. That we may not be watching House Hunters together for several weeks. And when we do, my phone will be in lockdown. Okay, back to football. I actually played 1 year of football when I was in 7th grade. I was the smallest kid in the class. I was a late bloomer. I was tiny. But all my friends said, if you don't go out for football, you're a pussy. Which was horribly, horribly, horribly accurate in my case. So they didn't have a uniform that fit me. You know, the helmet was too big. It spun all the way around, shaking. I had this jersey that went way down to my knees, had the number 38 on it. And then I had these pants on the waistband that said 38. And I thought, I am impressed with the inventory system here in 7th grade football. The kid with 38 has the pants with number 38. It did not occur to me that 38 was the waist size. To give some perspective, I now wear a 38. Okay? So I spent my whole 7th grade football career with one hand in the air trying to get the ball, and the other hand holding up my pants like this. So here's how 7th grade football works. There's the first string. Those are the big kids, the fast kids, the kids that can remember the plays. Then you got the second string, which are all the other kids that the first string kids beat up on in practice. And I was on 4th string. But one day, kids were sick, there was a band field trip, and I got promoted up to 2nd string. And they put me on defense. And I played a defensive back, so I was this little kid all by myself on the outside. And the first play that the first string runs is a running play right at me. And on this play, there was a missed blocking assignment. And I was the missed blocking assignment. Nobody blocked me. So I'm standing there, nobody's in my way, I can't hide, and running directly at me is the biggest, fastest kid in 7th grade, Jay Hauser. Now, Jay Hauser was the kid in 7th grade who was already shaven. And, by the way, his pants fit. So he's running right at me, and I'm standing there. I don't know what to do. I can't hide. Nobody's blocking me. He's running. And so I just jump in the air with my eyes closed, and I grab his helmet. I'm holding on with both hands to his helmet. It has no effect on Jay Hauser. He keeps running. He's running, and I'm hanging on to Jay Hauser. It's like he's Superman and I'm his cape. Now's a good time to remind you of the pants situation. Because they are down on my ankles. It's Jay Hauser and this little tiny kid and his tidy whities going down the field. So I don't know what to do. I'm holding on to Jay Hauser and I start leaning and pulling. It has no effect. I keep leaning and pulling and leaning and pulling. And eventually, I pull Jay Hauser down to the ground. It's Jay and the football and me in my underwear. About 5 minutes later, and the coaches are done laughing. Coach calls me over. Coach is also our math teacher. He said, Click, you're pretty good in math class, aren't you? I said, yeah, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Good. He said, well, we got a job for you. And the next day at practice, I got my hat that said, Statman. Okay, there's an addendum to that story. I worked my way through college in the athletic department as a statistician for all the football, baseball, basketball, all that stuff. Got a degree in journalism, became a television news reporter. I did it for 31 years. One day I got an assignment. We had to go out and cover, there was a farm, actually it wasn't a farm, there was a farmer who was grazing his cattle on this environmentally sensitive ground. They were pooping in the stream, it was really bad for the environment. He got fined, he had to move the cattle, we went out to do the story. So I get out there, the farmer's already left with all the cattle in the truck, there's one guy left, he's shoveling all the cow shit into a truck to get rid of it. Jay Hauser. I'm not lying. Jay Hauser, we meet again. And this time my pants fit. So, when it comes to religion, I am, what's the word? Starts with an A. No, what's the other one? No, I'm an asshole. And here's how I know that. The last time I was in church, long time ago, there was a missionary couple talking to the congregation about spreading the word of God. Well, I'm sitting there and I lean over and I ask my wife, if missionaries do it doggy style, is that a sin? She thought that was hilarious. Because I know that I got a rib with an elbow right like that. And she leaned over and she says, you're in church, shut the hell up. And I said, you're in church, watch your language. And that's when I got the second elbow in the ribs. Now I had another question, which was, if missionaries do it reverse cowgirl, is that a sin? But as I said, I'm an asshole, not an idiot, and I was running out of ribs. So the gentleman in this couple is talking to the congregation, and he's explaining about their mission to, they're working in Papua New Guinea, in the Indonesian islands. They're living with the natives, spreading the word of Jesus. He tells this story. He says his wife cut his hair in the little hut they were living in. She swept it all up. She put it in the trash can. Now, there was a little native girl there watching her, and she freaked out. And she screamed, and she ran to the trash can, and she picked up the hair, and she ran outside. And the couple goes, what the hell just happened? They didn't say that. They're spiritual people. So they said, what the fuck just happened? And they run outside to this little girl and say, little girl, what's wrong? What happened? And the little girl explained. She says, we believe that your spirit is in your hair. And if you put it in the trash, your spirit dies. So we take the hair clippings and we throw them into the wind and we put them into the stream so they mix with Mother Nature and your spirit lives on with the world. And the guy looked at the congregation, he kind of laughed and said, isn't it funny what they believe? Now, I didn't hear much of what else he said because his wife had a tight little ass and I couldn't get that reverse cowgirl thing out of my head. But afterwards I went up, he was talking to people, and I went up and I said, sir, can I ask you a question? And he said, yeah. I said, you mocked that little girl for her little hair belief, and what you want her to believe is that 2,000 years ago, a young woman had premarital sex, and she got pregnant. She told everybody that her God made her pregnant, and for the first and only time in history, everybody bought it. Her son went on to walk on water, change water into wine, heal the sick. He's crucified, stabbed in the side with a spear, put in a tomb, dead. 3 days later, he awakens, has the strength to push a 2-ton boulder out of the way, come out and find all his friends and go, I'm back, bitches! So my question is, on the plausibility scale, don't you think her belief and your belief are kind of the same or equal? Now, I'll give the guy credit because he listened. And here's what he said back. He said, sir, I'm going to pray for you because you're an asshole.